Talk episode 10. It's your host, John Gebner. I know it's been a little minute, but we're back. And we're talking about the NBA basketball. So we're in the playoffs. I ain't recorded an episode since my last GEP talk. It was a predictions and a preview of the NBA playoffs. So since then, we're already in the conference finals. A lot of stuff has been happening. The first round matchups have ended. The second round matchups have ended. And I'm not going to lie, the NBA, this playoffs has caught me by surprise a lot. I didn't expect a lot of this to happen, and I'm kind of in shock. Like, biggest storyline is obviously we'll get to in a little bit, but it's LeBron James and the Lakers. I'm gonna talk about that, but first let's talk about the first round matchup. So we're gonna start off in the East. So we had the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. This was a 5-4 seed matchup, and I didn't expect it to go this way. I had the Knicks winning this series, but Trae Young proved me wrong. And Julius Randle didn't show up for the New York Knicks. He played really bad. Derrick Rose tried to do his thing, but that just wasn't enough at the end of the day. And the Atlanta Hawks moved on. They won 4-1. And most of these games, the New York Knicks were blowing them out. Just not enough answers for the Knicks. Then we had the Nets versus Celtics. Jason Tatum balled out as much as he could, but once again, couldn't do enough. You got Brooklyn Nets. They had Kyrie, Harden, Durant. Like, they lost 4-1. And then the Milwaukee Bucks over Miami Heat, a total sweep of the defending Eastern Conference champions, Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler played really bad in this playoffs, and Milwaukee Bucks took care of him in 4 games. And not a lot of people saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. I thought the Bucks were gonna win, but for this to happen, for the Heat to get swept, it was just a total. Like I said in my last episode, the Heat had a lot of problems this season, a lot of injuries. The team just not together. But so the Heat are going to have to regroup. And there's been a lot of talks to the Heat this offseason, maybe acquiring a star. So who knows what they're going to do. And then Philadelphia took care of the Wizards 4-1 as expected. Not a lot of things like Embiid played great, and the Wizards they're just not there yet. They got Beal and Westbrook, but like, who else is going to come through for them? They need some overall team play. And then now we're going to move over to to the West actually, and a good series right here. We have the Denver Nuggets versus the Portland Trailblazers with Damian Lillard, and like, what a series this was. Like, Damian Lillard played great. First game, Portland won 123-109. Then the Nuggets took the next one. They took the next two. They were up 2-1. Portland brought it back to 2-2. Then they won the next two. But Damian Lillard played great. Like, let me look how many his points. He averaged 34.3 points a game in that series, and you can't ask for more. And once again, the Trailblazers come up short, and they're also gonna be in the market for another player, another star. But once again, it's the same thing every offseason. Nobody wants to go to Portland, so to see what they could do, we'll see if Dame stays. But that was the first matchup out in the West, and then we got the Clippers over the Mavericks, and this was a great series. This went to 7 games, and what a series it was, and what a comeback it was uh for the Clippers, because a lot of people thought the Clippers were dead in this series. Like, they were down 2-0, and then they pulled it out in 7. Like, a lot of people were counting them out. Luka was playing great. You gotta give it to him, but like, the Clippers proved people wrong in this series, and there was a moment, like, Clippers fans, I know they were scared, but that was a great series. And the Utah Jazz, Grizzlies, Ja Moran, the Grizzlies took game 1, but after that, it was all she wrote, and the Jazz took it over. But the most important first round series has got to be the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. This was the first time ever LeBron James has lost in the first round, and I had the Lakers winning it all. But it was just a total collapse in the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder should be ashamed of himself in that performance. And like I said, I'm just telling it to all my Lakers fan friends all year that the Lakers needed a guard. Lakers needed to sign a guard. Like they lost Rondo. If someone like that, I wanted them to get Derrick Rose so bad he would have showed up in this moment. But just a veteran guard, they needed another scorer. And that's what killed me because Anthony Davis wasn't healthy. He hasn't been healthy. So him coming back to the floor and he re-injured himself. But the Lakers were in good position this year. They're up 2-1. But after that, it just fell off. And Phoenix won 3 straight and I'm winning 4-2. But shout out to Chris Paul and Devin Booker. They played great. DeAndre Ayton, first couple games, he really dominated Anthony Davis. So, and shout out to DeAndre Ayton because a lot of people thought he was going to be a bust, and he's proving people wrong. But the Lakers just the total collapsion, and they needed that guard and need that presence. And I can't believe I'm watching the playoffs right now and LeBron James isn't in. I'm still stunned, and this happened 2-3 weeks ago. But a special moment on the GEP Talk. We're gonna call one of the Laker fans, one of my Laker fan friends, and we're gonna see his reaction to the Lakers' performance and what they think they could do. I'm gonna call him right now. Drayvon. Drayvon. So I know you weren't ready for this situation, but you're on GEP Talk right now, and they got a few questions for you. Say out of the camera, but what's up? Yep, yeah, we know. So on behalf of Laker Nation, what was your thoughts after you guys fell to the Suns? What were the thoughts?
After that tough loss to the Suns, man, I was optimistic till the end, man. Like I can't even be mad. Like, I can sleep peacefully at night if CP3 wins a ring with Devin Booker, man. Like I'm a huge Devin Booker fan. Kobe mentored him, so I'm all for it, man. If the Suns go all the way, man, that'll be nice, man. I can't even be mad at that.
Okay.
But for the Bucks, man, I'm especially happy for them. I want them to go all the way, and yeah, this playoff's been looking real nice. We got the USA team coming together and everything for Coach K's last season with them. So, this should be really exciting. So, yeah.
Okay, appreciate it. And for Laker Nation, what signing would you like to see this offseason? If you had to name any player, an optimistic.
Hey, you already know what time I'm on. I want that Dame time, man. We need Dame time in LA, man. Bring Dame to LA. You already know.
I like
Maybe
that.
Rose if he's ready. Maybe Rose if he's ready.
He's been ready. I like that answer though. Appreciate your time, Mr. Strickland. I know you're a busy man, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. So that was Drayvon, big time Lakers fan, and I like what he was saying right there with Dame. And there's been reports, but I also mentioned Rose. So we'll see what the Lakers do, but this is gonna be good for LeBron, a good offseason. I think the Lakers are gonna come out strong next season, and they're definitely gonna be favorites to win a title. And the problem was that this was the quickest offseason in NBA history. So the players weren't ready. As you see, there was a bunch of injuries. So some people are saying if you're gonna say there was an asterisk last season, then there's definitely an asterisk this season, just because of start. Let's move on to the second round. So over in the East, we had Atlanta Hawks and the 76ers. And this just finished up last night. It was a great game 7. Hawks took care of the Philadelphia Sixers. Like, wow, what a performance by Trae Young, all 7 games. He's led the young Atlanta Hawks, who I never thought would be in this situation this early. I knew the Hawks were eventually going to be good. You got Trae Young, you got Clint Capella, you got John Collins, you got Kevin Huerter. Cam Reddish he's gonna come up eventually, but like now the Atlanta Hawks are in the conference finals. Like, what a performance! But if I'm a Philadelphia Sixers fan, can't be mad at Joel Embiid at all. But you just got to be looking at your point guard Ben Simmons, because the guy does not want to shoot the ball at all, and he looks like he doesn't want to get better at shooting. And you can't be a point guard without being an offensive threat. Like that doesn't the Rondo situation. Rondo was still took a couple shots. So if I'm the 76ers, you got to do something with Ben Simmons. You might have to get rid of him, man. There's been a report. I saw this thing on Twitter today, D'Angelo Russell for Ben Simmons. So that might work, but I can't believe the Atlanta Hawks beat the Sixers. Like, and then another thing in the East, Milwaukee Bucks beat the Brooklyn Nets. Kevin Durant in 7 games. Like, wow. Giannis Giannis came through for them. Chris Middleton came through for them. Drew Holiday played solid, but the only thing that was going to hurt the Nets all season, they had the talent. You got Harden, Kyrie, and Durant. If they're going to be on the floor together, Kyrie got hurt. He missed the last 4 games. Harden was playing, but he wasn't 100%. So it was all up to KD. KD was doing his thing, 49, 50 points, but just wasn't enough. And because the Nets are not that good of a defensive team, and it was just who scored the most, and the Bucks came through. And now you got a matchup that nobody saw going into the Eastern Conference Finals, Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. Like, I didn't see it coming. And then over on the West side, you had the first one of them was the Utah Jazz versus the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Jazz started off strong. They was up 2-0 once again. The Clippers were in the same spot against the Dallas Mavericks, and the Clippers won 4 straight. And the last 2 without Kawhi. Paul George has been proving people wrong this whole season. And like he said in that All the Smoke interview, said he was gonna be on motherfucker's ass. And that's what he's been. That's what Paul George's been doing. So Clippers took care of the Utah Jazz 4-2, which I'm happy about because I didn't want to really see the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. And then, like that famous viral fight that everyone's been seeing, the Phoenix Suns in 4, and the Suns got rid of the Denver Nuggets in 4 games. So now we look towards the conference finals matchup. So we got the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers and the Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta Hawks. So currently game 1 has been played of the Suns Clippers series. It was a couple days ago. 1 second here. So the Clippers end up losing 114 to 120 yesterday. Paul George had a solid 34 points. And the second leading scorer on the Clippers was Reggie Jackson. So you're going to be without Kawhi for the rest of the playoffs. So it's up to Paul George making plays, but it's going to be a tough one, especially the Suns won this game without Chris Paul. He got tested for coronavirus, and he's going to be out for a couple more games. I think either one more game or he might be back. But Devin Booker had 40 points in his conference final debut and a triple-double. Aiden played solid. Miles Bridges, Jay Crowder, Cameron Payne even came through. The duo Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, and Jay Crowder need to keep coming big for the Suns. And if they come big, I have the Suns right now winning the championship. And I like the Suns in this series a lot. I got Suns in 6 in the series, and it might be quicker than that, honestly. But I like the Suns in the series. I really do. And then over to the East, we got the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks. And this series was not expected, but I like it. It's good for basketball. A lot of teams haven't won, but I like the Milwaukee Bucks in this series. I think the Bucks are going to beat them in 5 games, and it's just the overall collection. Drew Holiday's got a tough matchup against Trae Young. He's got to shut him down. John Collins has been playing great for the Atlanta Hawks, so that's going to be interesting. But I like the Milwaukee Bucks in the series. And that was your episode of GEP Talk. I'm sorry for the delay, but after the conference finals happen, I'm going to come to you guys with another video, another reaction to that. And then we're going to talk about the NBA finals. NBA season has come down to it. And I can't be excited. I can't be more excited. And I'm just ready to go. As always, RP Kobe Bryant, 824 forever. This was your host, John Gebner. This was GEP Talk. Peace.